My dearest love, Duncan is coming here tonight. That day will never come. Your face betrays strange feelings, my lord, and people will be able to read it like a book. In order to deceive them, you must appear the way they expect you to look. Greet the king with a welcoming expression in your eyes, your hands, and your words. You should look like an innocent flower, but be like the snake that hides underneath the flower. The king is coming, and he's got to be taken care of. Let me handle tonight's preparations, because tonight will change every night and day for the rest of our lives. This castle is in a pleasant place. The air is sweet and appeals to my refined senses. Look, here comes our honored hostess. Sometimes the love my subjects bring me is inconvenient, but I still accept it as love. In doing so, I'm teaching you to thank me for the inconvenience I'm causing you by being here, because it comes from my love for you. Everything we're doing for you, even if it were doubled and then doubled again, is nothing compared to the honors you have brought to our family. We gladly welcome you as our guests, with gratitude for both the honors you've given us before and the new honors you've just given us. Where is Macbeth, the Thane of Cawdor? We followed closely after him. I hoped to arrive here before him, but he rides swiftly, and his great love, which is as sharp as his spur, helped him beat us here. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. We are your servants, your highness, and as always our house and everything in it is at your disposal. For after all, we keep it in your trust and we're glad to give you back what's yours. Give me your hand. Bring me to my host. I love him dearly, and I shall continue to favor him. Whenever you're ready, hostess. If this business would really be finished when I did the deed, then it would be best to get it over with quickly. If the assassination of the king could work like a net, sweeping up everything and preventing any consequences, then the murder would be the be-all and end-all of the whole affair, and I would gladly put my soul and the afterlife at risk to do it. But for crimes like these, there are still punishments in this world. By committing violent crimes, we only teach other people to commit violence, and the violence of our students will come back to plague us teachers. Justice, being equal to everyone, forces us to drink from the poisoned cup that we serve to others. The king trusts me in two ways. First of all, I am his kinsman and his subject, so I should always try to protect him. Second, I am his host, so I should be closing the door in his murderer's face, not trying to murder him myself. Besides, Duncan has been such a humble leader, so free of corruption, that his virtuous legacy will speak for him when he dies. As if angels were playing trumpets against the injustice of his murder, pity, like an innocent newborn baby, will ride the wind with winged angels on invisible horses through the air to spread news of the horrible deed to everyone everywhere. People will
shed a flood of tears that will drown the winds like a horrible downpour of rain. I can't spur myself to action. The only thing motivating me is ambition, which makes people rush ahead of themselves toward disaster.
He has almost finished dinner. Why did you leave the dining room?
We can't go on with this plan. The king has just honored me, and I have earned the good opinion of all sorts of people. I want to enjoy these honors while the feeling is fresh and not throw them away so soon.
Were you drunk when you seemed so hopeful before? Have you gone to sleep and woken up green and pale in fear of this idea? From now on, this is what I think of your love. Are you afraid to act the way you desire? Will you take the crown you want so badly? Or will you live as a coward, always saying, I can't after you say, I want to? You're like the poor cat in the old story.
Please stop. I dare to do only what is proper for a man to do. He who dares to do more is not a man at all.
If you weren't a man, then what kind of animal were you when you first told me you wanted to do this? When you dared to do it, that's when you were a man. See, and if you go one step further by doing what you did to do before, you'll be that much more the man. The time and place weren't right before, but you would have gone ahead with the murder anyhow. Now the time and place are just right, but they're almost too good for you. I have suckled a baby, and I know how sweet it is to love the baby at my breast. But even as the baby was smiling up at me, I would have plucked my nipple out of its mouth and smashed its brains out against a wall if I had sworn to do that the same way you have sworn to do this.
But if we fail...
We fail? If you get your courage up, we can't fail.
When Duncan is asleep, the day's hard journey has definitely made him tired. All those people I'll get his 2 servants so drunk that their memory will go up in smoke through the chimneys of their brains. When they lie asleep like pigs, so drunk they'll be dead to the world. What won't you and I be able to do to the unguarded Duncan? And whatever we do, we can lay all the blame on the drunken servants. Is this a dagger I see in front of me, with its handle pointing toward my hand? Come, let me hold you. There is no dagger here. It's the murder I'm about to do that's making me think I see one. Now half the world is asleep and being deceived by evil nightmares. Hard ground, don't listen to the direction of my steps. I don't want you to echo back where I am and break the terrible stillness of this moment. A silence that is so appropriate for what I am about to do. While I stay here talking, Duncan lives. The more I talk, the more my courage cools. I'm going now. The murder is as good as done. The bell is telling me to do it. Don't listen to the bell, Duncan, because it summons you either to heaven or to hell.
Go get some water and wash this bloody evidence from your hands. Why did you carry these daggers out of the room? They have to stay there. Go get them back and smear the sleeping guards with the blood.
I can't go back. I'm afraid to think about what I've done. I can't stand to look at it again.
Coward! Give me the daggers. Dead and sleeping people can't hurt you any more than pictures can. Only children are afraid of scary pictures. If Duncan bleeds, I'll paint the servants' faces with his blood. We must make it seem like they're guilty. My hands are as red as yours.
but I would be ashamed if my heart were as pale and weak. I hear someone knocking at the south entry. Let's go back to our bedroom. A little water will wash away the evidence of our guilt. It's so simple. Rather than to think about my crime, I'd prefer to be completely unconscious. End.